Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Chair Burton,
Present.
Commissioner Puppy,
Here.
Commissioner Ragsdale. Here. Commissioner Kupsick,
Here.
Vice Chair Damasio. Here. Commissioner Bassler. Commissioner Trupiano. Alternate Hester. Present. Alternate Manuel. Here. Alternate Belshi. Alternate McDonald. Here. Alternate Hester seated for District 5.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the October 14th, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes as presented. I'll
It is-
second that.
It has been moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item agenda number 3A, Grandview, Arizona, rezoning to Community Master Plan, CMP, case number PLZZ-23-00016. Request for continuance to the November 25th, 2025 Planning and Zoning meeting. This item was continued from the August 12th, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission agenda. The applicant has requested a continuance, and staff recommends that the commission approve the continuance to the November 25th meeting. Any questions, comments, or request?
I move to continue that item till the November 25th Planning and Zoning meeting.
May I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item, as we are rolling through this, agenda item number 4A, 501 East Mahoney Avenue, rezone case number PLZZ-25-0008, request to continue to the November 25, 2025. May I have a motion, please?
I move that we continue the rezone PLZZ-25-0008 until November 25th.
May I have a second?
I second it.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item 4B, presentation by John Willett, Deputy Director of Transportation with the city's Project Management Office, providing the commission with an update on planned transportation projects within the city. The presentation is for information and discussion only. No action will be taken. Mr. Willett, it's all yours.
Chair, Commissioners, you sure don't want to postpone this?
You say there's no consequences?
We hit the right button. So, as mentioned, I'm John Willett, Deputy Director of Transportation as of 3 weeks in the Program Management Office. What I'm going to give you is an update on the transportation system around the city. I typically do this every year for you all. So let's get right into it. So, for the list of developer projects that have been going on, some of these you guys are aware of. I'm just giving a summary. This is the traffic signal at Miller and Fry's. It's already operational. It's been that way since the summer. Right below that is a signal at Verado Way and Market Street. If you've driven that road recently, you see the poles up. It should not actually turned on, which should happen in the next month or so. There's also going to be a traffic signal at Verado Way and Lost Creek inside Verado. That construction has also started. That should be completed in early 2026. Continuing the traffic signal in the festival area. I know you've all been hearing me say this for about 2 years. I know the festival people have heard me say this for 2 years. Canyon Springs Boulevard and Desert Vista is right there by the elementary school. Been told they have a contractor on board. They are actually really moving now. The signal should be coming in pretty soon. And last on this page is a traffic signal at the Indian School Road in Fry's. That signal is in the works to start construction, if it hasn't started already, and then be completed in early 2026. Rolling to some more developer projects. You're familiar, Roosevelt, next to Costco, was pushed all the way through to Jackrabbit. That is open, 2 lanes eastbound, 1 lane westbound. With that, the traffic signal, you see the picture right here, the official traffic signal at Jackrabbit and Roosevelt was actually turned on, I think, last week or the week before. Please note, some of these poles aren't in their permanent final location. They will be done when ADOT does their Jackrabbit Trail project widening in about a year or so from now. But the trombone pole you see on the right side of the picture is a permanent pole in its final location. Below that is McDowell Road, Verado Way to Tut Hill. This is along is in the Verado section of McDowell, next to the shopping center that's coming in. They're wrapping that up pretty much from Verado Way over to the big box culvert that was built like about a year ago. That's being taken care of. With that also comes a traffic signal at the Acacia intersection. Will be there one at that location to get people in and out of the shopping center, and then allow people to go north on Acacia into the Verado area. And then finally, as part of that same project, Verado Way from I-10 to McDowell. They're adding the long right turn lane from basically I-10 all the way to McDowell Road. That's construction's underway. Should be completed by the end of this year, maybe early 2026. Rolling into some CIP, city traffic signals, and some ITS work. We have a project starting construction, or it's already underway, at Jackrabbit and Van Buren. I know a lot of people in that area have been waiting and waiting and waiting for the signal to come on. It is coming. It's in the construction phase right now. Another traffic signal, Watson and Broadway. That will be going to construction, we think, early 2026, completion by the summer/fall. There'll be some roadway widening at that intersection, and then having a traffic signal to improve the operation of that one. I know it gets kind of busy. Below this is Miller, whoops, sorry, wrong button. Miller Monroe Avenue ITS. What this allows is putting some conduit and fiber on Miller from basically I-10 down to Monroe across through City Hall over to Easton. What this allows, it'll connect all those signals together, connects to a system in the ADOT freeway and I-10, and then it goes back to this pretty picture over here. This is, the bottom one is our traffic management center. This allows folks in my group to literally reach out and touch a signal remotely from their desk, watch it operate, make some signal timing changes. When there's an issue, make things better. And or when they get a call from PD and says, hey, there's a crash in the northbound left turn lane, an accident in northbound left turn lane of Verado and Yuma, we can turn the signal off. Turn the green arrow off. It can't make a left anymore for a while. And then when it's all cleaned up and the traffic's normal, they call us, they say, hey, we've cleaned it. My guys can go in here, look at it and say, you're right, it's operating fine. Reset button, turn it back to normal operation. It allows us to also do things when we have downtown events, i.e. like the Glow on Monroe or Buckeye Days, when some certain things are closed and we got to flush people up and down Miller to get back to I-10. This will allow my guys to do this remotely. So big step for us in allowing us to really operate our traffic signals and move people around the city a lot more efficiency. Some more signals. These are the projects that are starting, they're actually in the design phase. They haven't gone to construction. So the top one is Rainbow and Sundance. We unfortunately had a fatality there about 2 years ago. We were able to get some funding. We pursued funding. We didn't quite make it across the finish line, but CIP found some money to put a traffic signal at that location. And below that are these 2 pedestrian hawk signals. One's at Apache Road in Yonker. That location is the power lines that cross Apache Road, just north of Yonker High School, if you're familiar with that area. There's 2 pedestrian walkways, one that goes east and one that goes west, the developers put in. Plus the high school kids go up there, cross the street, and go into the Desert Moon Estates subdivision on the east side. The last one, bottom one, is the one at Monroe and Ninth. There's a flashing sign that's there today, will get replaced with a hawk. A hawk is a high activated crosswalk. I drew a picture of this one. This is actually on 19th Avenue, just north of Thunderbird Road. It actually functions and serves Thunderbird High School. The way it works is what you see as red indicates it's a stop condition. When no one pushes the button, that signal head is out, it's blank. And so people start to drive normally. And then when they push the ped push button, it starts to flash yellow, and then it goes to red. And then it tells people to stop. And when no people in the car, no people crossing the road, it shuts off. So it's a pretty unique thing. Phoenix has a lot of these, but other jurisdictions in the valley, this will be one of our first ones. These are our first two when we get them in. They're gonna help get people across the road safely. Roadway construction, CIP stuff, Miller Road expansion, Lower Buckeye to Pima, that's the one wrapping up. You've seen all that widening finally take place in front of Funco, Five Below, Tractor Supply. Basically what you see is a truck coming out of the driveway. I think that is Hess. There's Watkins, there's Tractor Supply, just to give you orientation, and up there is Lower Buckeye. So full widening's been completed. They're doing some touch-up stuff. That should be done in the next couple of weeks, maybe end of the year at the latest. McDowell Road, Jackrabbit to Tut Hill. This is a project that's been under construction for a while. It's replacing the box culvert right next to Jackrabbit and McDowell Road, but it's connecting Jackrabbit west back over to Tut Hill. So now people who come down out of Arroyo Seco, Canyon Views, don't have to go all the way down to I-10 to Verado to get into the shopping center. They can actually go down to McDowell and get right into Verado. This should be completed early 2026. Below it is the Jackrabbit Trail, McDowell to Thomas. It's a component piece. It's a sister project. It's widening Jackrabbit Trail from the McDowell intersection up to Thomas, 3 lanes in each direction. Jackrabbit Trail project will actually put the traffic signal in at Jackrabbit and McDowell. I know nobody in this room wants that signal. Everyone likes the always stop because it works efficiently and it's great. No, I know that. The signal's coming in, and so will the signal at Thomas and Jackrabbit. So unfortunately, that's like later, that's about a year from now. That's the second phase they gotta go on. We're trying to wrap up some right-of-way acquisition on that one before they can move on. The last one is Durango from Miller to 249th. We had to wait till the Miller Road project completed from Durango south to Lower Buckeye before we can start this one. Don't like to get 2 contractors working in the same area because they start to get in arguments of who's more important than the other one. Try to finish one, start the second one. This will improve Durango from Miller around the curve that peels off and does Durango again, that goes over to 247th and starts to go up towards the Great American Sports Facility. I think that's what the name of that place is called. I always forget the name of it. Before you can turn the corner and go by Jones Ford. That'll be starting early this year, early 2026, completed in a year. O-bond projects. This is what the residents of Buckeye voted for. These are 3 projects that are gonna go to construction quickly. One is Apache Road from basically Watkins, which is just north of Yonker High School, but it's also north of where the village at Sundance finished their improvements. From there all the way to the south end of the bungalows. We say Yuma, but it matches into what the bungalows at Sundance built. This will basically complete complete Apache from the old power lines all the way to Yuma. So there'll be 2 lanes in each direction. Middle turn lane will all be completed when it's done. Caveat, except for that multifamily complex on the southeast corner. So they're coming in, they'll build their half street when they come in. Watson Road, Lower Buckeye from Lower Buckeye to Durango. This is fronting that county island of homes that are across the street from Inca Elementary School, north of Sundance Park. There's a long half-mile frontage of a county island. So if we followed our city code of developers have to build the half street, there's no developers. They're gone. So Buckeye has to do these improvements. We've had these improvement plans finished to the finish line for about 1.5 years now. We're buttoning up some last few things because of the WAPA power line crossing of the Lower Buckeye intersection. This should go to construction fairly soon. Last one is a Go Bond project stood by itself. It was Sun Valley Parkway lighting I-10 to Tartesso Parkway. So the design is underway. Once that's finished, we're gonna go put some streetlights on Sun Valley Parkway. I-10 to Tartesso Parkway, just to lighten that corridor up a little bit. We know gets a little dark out there at night, especially when there's no moon. These are some Go-Bond design projects. There's a list of them here. I'll go through them quick. One, Indian School Jackrabbit to Perryville. That was a standalone Go-Bond project. We're gonna do a DCR. What a DCR is a design concept report. That allows us to go in and study the corridor and figure out how can we build the best improvements fit within the challenges we have, i.e. right-of-way constraints, utility constraints, things like that. Well, we have our ideal roadway cross-section we'd like to get. Sometimes we like to look at this and go, well, if we narrow things up a foot or two here or there, we save some right-of-way acquisition, which bottom line is money out of the city's pocket. We're doing a DCR to finalize what is the best cross-section to put all the way through there, and it matches up at Perryville. For those who don't know, Perryville Road, once you hit that, now you're Goodyear. So we stopped just short of the intersection, but we'll be coordinating with them. DCR starting should be finished in 2026. Miller Road, we're doing a project from Broadway to Lower Buckeye, again, to figure out what to do there. We pursued and received a MAG grant, $6.6 million from MAG to help us improve Miller Road in this section, make it 4 lanes, 2 in each direction, median, street lighting, and all that stuff. While putting that together, we decided, well, let's do a DCR to figure out how much more it would cost to do the full 6 lane. And maybe we do all the 6 lane at one time instead of 4 lanes today, 6 lanes in the future. Yes, ma'am. So that's part of the DCR, to figure out how we impact the RID canal and make it bigger, so we can put the 6 lane on there. Yes. Again, DCR is underway, completed in 26. Once the DCRs are completed, we will typically retain the same consultant because they know all the history, and then go into final design, then they're going to construction. Next project is Jackrabbit Trail, Thomas to Indian School. Since the previous page showed doing improvements from McDowell to Thomas, this would go from Thomas to Indian School and complete that whole stretch right through there. Again, 4 lanes or 6 lanes, which one are we gonna do and how are we gonna fit our cross section through there? Yes, ma'am.
Are these gonna be kind of whatever happens on?
Exactly, yes. Verado Way is a standalone, no DCR. It's Yuma Road. We're actually gonna improve the Yuma Road Verado Way intersection. And then we're also gonna improve Verado Way from Yuma to Van Buren. Van Buren North, there's 3 lanes in each direction. Then we neck down to 1 in each direction. That's become a bottleneck. So we're gonna widen that to at least 2 lanes in each direction. It's an interim condition. And that buys a lot of capacity. 2 lanes doubles the amount of cars that can go on the road as opposed to 1 in each direction. So that'll buy us a lot of years until the state land piece sells. It's part of the landing overall vision plan for that whole area. Then they'll figure out what the final condition will look like at that time. But at least this buys us several years of time. Watson Road is Elwood over the RID Canal. That is basically between the master plan community, the subdivision that was just built, Bent Ridge by Lower Buckeye on the north side of the canal, and Monroe Ranch on the south side. We have a couple properties owned. There's the mobile home park, manufactured home park on the east side, large lot homes on the west side, the RID Canal, and then a couple of other parcels. Again, tell the developers, well, the developers are not gonna come in. We're gonna have to do the improvements. So we're looking to figure out what to do there. Again, 4 lane, 6 lane, how do we impact the RID Canal? Do it all in one shot or do it in phases. Last one on this sheet is Verado Way, Belote Road to Yuma DCR. That's a long stretch of road. You have an RID crossing, a BID, you have a railroad crossing, you're crossing MC 85, which is currently in the county. Again, what kind of corridor can we put through there and what do we need? And I use these terms, what do I need next week? How long will that last me till that lasts me 5 years or 20 years before I need to go bigger improvements? So we want to get a DCR to figure out what needs to get built in that corridor. Transportation projects, these are ones pretty much generated strictly out of our group. You've seen this one. This is Miller Road widening from Southern to Lower Buckeye. You're probably wondering what's been the saw cutting and scabbing on of asphalt out there, right immediately north of Southern. We were given a directive from city management. What would it take, or could we put a 4-lane facility on Miller from Southern to Lower Buckeye to match in with the CIP project that just finished? My guys went out and looked at it, came up with, we can pretty much we could do something with some scabbed on asphalt. So what you see, this is a picture of by Wood Street. There's something I could take. Blacker line area is added on asphalt, scab on, and what you can kind of see here is 2 through lanes in each direction and a middle turn lane. We get through there. We do have a bottleneck, a tight little spot, and that is the RID canal. The challenge is not the RID canal itself. I could fit 5 lanes across it. The challenge is the temporary span wire signal pole at Warner. The 2 poles on the east side are in the second northbound lane. I can't move those poles any farther east because they're as close to the power lines that are out there as APS will allow. So we came up with, well, do we spend another $1 million for a temporary signal for a couple years? As I mentioned earlier, I have another project, the same segment, going to finalize Miller between Broadway and Lower Buckeye. So we decided we will leave that as it is, and we'll have the 4 lanes neck down for a bit and go right back to 4. So that work should be done by the end of this year. All that widening and a second lane to the majority of Miller between Southern and Lower Buckeye, increasing the capacity of that corridor. We all know Verado Way and I-10, if you've ever been out there, some days it is really busy with a lot of cars, and some days, well, sometimes it's not. The majority of the day, it's just busy with cars. We know we need to improve that TI. So we're gonna do the Verado Way I-10 DCR to find out what that is. The challenge I have, and I've explained to most people, is when I go to work on the Verado Way TI, where do I put the Verado Way traffic? So I need Jackrabbit built, and I need Dean. I need the Dean TI, which is a mile to the west. So that's why we're also doing the Dean Road TI, DCR. The one caveat to this, and I hate to tell people this, but I'm gonna let you know what you need to know. I start the DCR today. I am lucky if I have it open the traffic in 5 years. That's the process. It's 5 to 6 years, mainly because it's a brand new interchange on the interstate. So it has to go through a lot of approval processes, which includes a change of access report from Federal Highway. Nothing that we can't get through. They're all aware of it. We just have to go through the process. And the Dean TI has kind of technically been approved as a location for a future interchange. It's been on the MAG books that it's going to happen. We just have to go through the formal process. So we kick both of these off with the completion of the DCRs in fall of 26. Then the fun becomes of, I got to go find some money to build it. And then transportation studies, the transportation master plan. You guys have all seen this before, possibly. Those, I think everyone's been here that long, not saying you're old, just means you've been around long enough to see this. We got this approved in 2019. This sets our roadway network for the whole entire city. We have to do an update. It's a state statute, so we're updating that right now. I had a PowerPoint workshop last Tuesday to council. Now it's in the common review period. We plan to bring it back to council for approval in December. Right below that is a transit master plan, same thing. Did a workshop for it on the 7th of October. It's in the plan review. It's what's actually all plan review. It's in kind of a 30-day general public review process. Again, we'll finalize that and bring it back to council in December for approval. Finally, the transportation safety plan. It's not finally, it's the second to last. We received a pretty nice grant from Federal Highway Administration to do a safety plan for the entire city of Buckeye. This allows us to chase safety funding. Without the plan, it's hard to chase the funding. But the nice thing is they actually will pay you, will give you a lot of money to create your plan. It allows you to chase funding. We're in the process of wrapping this up. There's been a lot of public meetings on this. Some of the key benefits out of this, it allows us to create a program where we can identify and track intersections that may have an accident problem or a possible accident problem, so we can be more proactive rather than reactive. I don't like the fact that we as engineers are only reactive half the time. We have to wait till something happens, then fix it. This program will help us start to identify what could be a problem before it is a problem, and then fix it. And lastly is our ITS strategic plan. This kind of goes back to that Miller Road ITS I was talking about. This is the plan for the whole entire city of Buckeye, how I connect all the traffic signals, how they get connected back to a TOC or to a traffic management center, where all the wiring goes, what they call it fiber, how it all works together. This is the last slide, so I'm trying to keep it under 37 minutes. So this is all the ADOT, MCDOT, and MAG things we're working on. So the Jackrabbit Trail TI, as Commissioner Cupsit brought up, that is scheduled to go to construction in early 2026. They're going to advertise in early 26. It'll probably go to construction in March, April, by the time it goes to the State Review Board approval. It's a little over a year-long construction process. This improves Jackrabbit Trail from just south of McDowell through the interchange stops. Our city CIP project improves the McDowell intersection before ADOT gets there. By the time the ADOT TI is done, there should be an improved improved Jackrabbit from the TI all the way to Thomas. It'd be nice to get through there with the new signals at the interchange as well. That's our 85 corridor study. That's our friendly little one over here on the, I say the west central part of the city, the 2-lane road that goes both directions, north and south. We have some studies to do some projects out there. We talked to ADOT. ADOT asked me to do a corridor study. I said, I am not doing your corridor study. We went to MAG. MAG agreed to do the corridor study. The benefit of this corridor study, it looked at all of S35 from I-10 down to the Gila River, what the roadway conditions, configurations need to be, the interchanges. It came up with some ideas. The key thing that came out of all this that makes several people happy, depending on who you talk to the most, all the intersections will be signalized. There will not be any roundabouts on the S35 corridor. That was a big wish from some people. What came out of the study is it will be signals. So then what spun off of that is the project right below it. So MAG let me know that, hey, John, we are going to create a project for you, S35 at Baseline and Broadway. I just found out it was advertised today. I'm going to pick a consultant. And hopefully they'll have a consultant on board underway by early 26, plus or minus a year of design and right-of-way acquisition, and then it has construction funding in fiscal year 28. That is for signals and roadway improvements. Not just the signals, there's some roadway improvements. So we've shared our vision, and we'll share it again once the ADOT project kicks off, what that'll be and what we'd like it to be. I personally would like something that's built tomorrow to last 10 years, not last 3, and then we got to improve it again. So that's what I'm trying to enlighten ADOT/MAG on, is we have a lot of stuff coming in on the S35 corridor. You guys have heard most of it. Ken talks about them all the time. There's a lot of warehouse projects coming in. There's a lot of truck traffic, a lot of car traffic. That's got to get through there. Red Light Parkway, I put that on here. If you may or may not know, we're in the process of taking over that complete corridor from I-10 to Tartesso, Teravalis, and Festival to the eastern boundary. It will be our road. Technically, today it is. Well, not technically. It is ours. We maintain it. We take care of it. I'm in the process of getting an IGA completed, working with Tosca's group. We can bring it to council, get approved, then it will be officially our road. I've told people many times, we can't dictate how Sun Valley Parkway looks or what developers can build unless it's our road, or for me to do that. It's been county for a long time. For those who've been around long enough, John knows that it was built by a developer many, many years ago. And then the developer walked and the county just inherited it. Well, that's how it came about. Now the city's gonna take over it and run with it. Last project I have on here is the I-10 widening from Rado to Loop 303. That's been underway, under discussion for quite a while. Actually, it's a 4th lane on I-10 from Loop 303 to 85. That's temporarily on hold. State legislator only appropriated so much money for it. They needed this much. Sorry, on video land, you can't see me. They proposed only 25% of what's needed. And so ADOT and MAG got together and said, well, we're not gonna do this in pieces. Let's re-strategize. What was gonna happen if that occurred was widening through some striping on I-10 between Verado and the 303. For some reason, that's been placed on hold while they still try to figure out exactly how they're gonna pull this all together. So, with that, answer any questions you don't have.
Thank you, Mr. Willett. Ms. Puppy?
I don't have any questions, but I think you did a great job on that. Excellent presentation, Mr. Willett. Thank you.
Ms. Ragsdale?
I don't have any questions either, but I agree it was a very good presentation.
Ms. Cupsack?
At one time, you told us that out of all of the roadways in Buckeye, all 640 square miles, that there were 11 miles so far completed to what it's gonna be someday. How many miles are we up to now?
Chair, Commissioner Kupchak, I think we're up to about 17 or 18.
Oh, okay.
We're getting there, baby steps. Now with the project that was just finished on Miller, it's gonna add another half mile. And then Indian School did some completed in Verado, so that's gonna add some more time to distance to it. We're slowly getting there.
Thank you.
Not as fast as I'd like, but city only has so much money.
You're doing good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cupsack. Mr. Damasio?
I have a question regarding Dean Road and the improvement over there, but it's a personal question, so I might talk to you afterwards about it, if you don't mind.
No problem.
Thank you. Mr. Esther?
No, I thought it was very interesting presentation. Moving forward.
Thank you. No, I don't have any questions for it. It was an okay presentation. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Willett.
You're very welcome.
See you soon.
Look forward to doing this next year.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Great presentation, John. You know I love you. All right, agenda item number 5, comments from the public. Any members of the audience may comment on a non-agenda item. However, the open meeting laws do not permit the commission to discuss items not listed on the agenda. The commission may direct inquiries to the city staff. Ms. Hernandez, I bet we don't have,
We have none.
I thought so. So with not having any, we'll move right on to number 6. And I know that this is going to be enlightening. It's the planning manager report and summary of current events.
Thank you, Chair, Commission. Thank you for another good meeting tonight. I think John's presentation was actually, I learned stuff, and I am around that stuff all the time, and there was still stuff I had not heard about. So that was really good, and I have some follow-up questions I want to ask him. But we will not have a November 11th meeting on account of Veterans Day. That's been canceled. We will have our scheduled November 25th meeting. As of now, we have 5 items on that agenda, so it'll be a fairly full, probably the longest meeting we've had in a little bit. So come prepared, eat up carb load beforehand so you have the energy to get through that meeting. I don't have anything else. Oh, when is Thanksgiving? Okay, so I will see you before Thanksgiving. I was going to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.
No, that's too soon, but man, the year's flying by. Okay, Planning and Zoning Commission summary of current events. Again, there will be no discussion, deliberation, proposals, or legal action. Are there any commissioners that would like to speak on current events? Starting with you, Ms. Puppy.
Nothing to report, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have nothing, thank you.
Ms. Cupsack?
I got to be at, I saw several of you at the Halloween Carnival Saturday night, which was a huge success. There was lots of people there. I knew about 4 of them, so anyway. The new people are finding our event, so that's very good, so.
Thank you. Mr. Damasio.
I have nothing. Go Dodgers.
Score? Mr. Hester.
No, I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Awesome. And having nothing else to say, I close this meeting.